Hey everyone, and welcome to a special listener pour edition of Spirits Uncorked. I'm Elizabeth,
And I'm Erica.
and this is where we are sharing your real life paranormal experiences, creepy encounters, unexplained stories, and just plain weird stuff. And we asked you to send in your stories, and you came through. So thank you.
Mhm.
And this listener pour comes from listener Kyla. And this story takes place at one of our favorite places ever, Lake Lanier. So grab a drink and get comfortable, and we'll talk about it. So, for listeners who may not know, we should probably get just a little bit of background information. We started Spirits Uncorked at the same time that I started a ghost tour on Lake Lanier. So that's how this podcast started, if you don't know. Lake Lanier is in Georgia. It's right outside of Atlanta, and it's known for being haunted. It has a very interesting past,
Mhm.
terrifying past, sad past. Lots of interesting things have happened there before it ever became a lake. It's a man-made lake.
Mhm.
So I did ghost tours on there for 2 summers. And the very first summer that we did ghost tours there is when this story took place. So I had to take a drink. So it just so happens that Kyla was on this tour. Okay, so this is what happened. Are you ready, Erica?
I'm all set. I have my wine.
Okay. It happened on a calm afternoon as the pontoon boat drifted across the water. The group was listening to stories about the lake's history, stories of tragedy, loss, and the many strange experiences that people have reported over the years. Kyla was sitting beside her husband in the sun, taking in the stories and the quiet of the lake. Then she felt it, a hand on her bare shoulder. Not a brush against her arm, not the wind, not the movement of the boat. A distinct touch of a hand. The kind of touch that immediately makes you turn your head. She turned and looked at her husband. "Did you just touch my shoulder?" she asked. He looked confused. "No." She paused. Maybe he hadn't realized that he'd done it. Maybe his arm had shifted. But when she looked more closely, she realized something unsettling. His arms weren't around her. In fact, they hadn't been at all. And behind her, there was no one. No passenger standing nearby. Nothing but the endless waters of Lake Lanier stretching behind the boat. For a moment, she sat there trying to make sense of it. Was her mind playing tricks on her after hearing the ghost stories, or had something else reached out from the darkness? To this day, she can't explain what touched her shoulder that day, but she knows one thing. She felt it. And when she turned around, no one was there.
Ooh.
So that was an interesting. I remember when that happened because she really did freak out
Well, that is freaky, so I would too.
because we were talking about a bunch of weird things happen. If you want to go, if you're listening to this, like maybe you haven't been listening to this podcast for very long, you can go back and listen to the whole first season, and all we talk about is Lake Lanier and all the weird stuff that
Yeah.
happened at Lake Lanier.
Thank you for this story, Kyla.
Yeah. And if you're listening and you have a weird experience that has happened to you, please let us know. You can email at spiritsuncorkedpodcast@gmail.com, or you can just DM us on Instagram at spirits.uncorked.
Do
And
it.
then we'll talk about it. Do it now.
Do it now.
Thanks for joining us on this listener pour edition of Spirits Uncorked, and we will see you next time.
Bye.